Good day, everybody, and welcome to The Lucky Felt. My name is Todd Hoover, and I like to design roulette strategies for you guys to review, evaluate, modify, and make it your own. Today's strategy is we're going to be welcoming you to the Casino Cafe. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And please share this information with anybody that you may know that will enjoy this type of infotainment. Okay, today's system is called the Barista's Brew. Welcome to the Casino Cafe, where most players are just ordering plain bitter coffee and hoping for the best. But not us, we're expert baristas. And we have a special recipe designed to serve up a consistent flavor profits. This is the Barista's Brew, the foundation roast. A skilled barista doesn't just splash some coffee in a cup. They start with a rich, full-bodied base that covers the entire palate. That's our first bet, 3 units on 2 of the 3 dozens. This is our foundation roast. It's strong, reliable, and covers 2/3 of the board. When this bet wins, you successfully brewed your base and have a small profit. The rich cream on the top of a perfect espresso shot. And then step 2 is the flavor shots. Now that your foundation is poured, it's time to make it special. After a win, you keep your foundation roast going and add the good stuff, the flavor shots. You place 3 single unit bets on 3 streets in the uncovered dozen. Think of these as shots of caramel, vanilla, and hazelnut. They are smaller bets, but if one of them hits, the payout is sweet and the profit is delicious. If your main roast hits again, no problem. You break even for the spin and you lock in your earlier profit. But when the flavor shots hit, you've created the perfect profitable cup. You collect the winnings, wipe your counter clean, and start a fresh new brew, adjusting the recipe. Sometimes you're going to have to double. But let's get through this system so you know how to bet it. But let me tell you about the doubling escalation. Here's a master stroke. What happens if the wheel rejects your most careful creation, the single flavor shot bet? Do you give up? No. Give them something they can't ignore. You make it a double. Okay? So let's explain that as we go. Super simple system. Just pick 2 of the 3 dozens that you want to play. I'm going to play last to hit and longest since it's hit. So basically, the easiest way to do that is pick out the second dozen that's hit and then just leave it out. And then you could pick the other 2. So you go down the line. So 13 hit. So if we go down, 27 was the middle one. So we're just not going to play that one. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even do the flavor shot yet. So every time you win, you take your flavor shots, and I'm actually not betting right either. So let's start this again. We're up $20, no big deal. Let's go first hit and last hit, and it's supposed to be 30. I apologize. 10, 20, 30. And we're going to play 10, 20, 30. Okay. Now let's get this system on the roll and get it playing right. Okay, there's your $30 win. Now what you do is you're going to take your $30 win and you're going to put 3 $10 bets on the dozen. Now if you hit one of the first 2 dozens, you're going to break even. If you hit the second, if you hit one of your streets, you're going to win money. But you only do this for 1 spin, and then you take it off and you spin again. So if you win, you're adding to your bet, and that's a loss. So we still make the same bet, but we're going to remove one of the flavor streets. So instead of having 3 single streets, we're going to have 2 single streets. Okay? So there we go. And then what that does is very interesting. So what that does is now if we hit the first and second 12, it's not a break even. We're going to make a plus 10. Okay? So you can see there we're at $10. There's a $30. It's a new session profit because we were at 20 basically. So let's just start the system again. And we're going to go 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. And the 17 was the second to hit after the 4. So that's why I leave it out. I know the other ones are going to be the last to hit, the other dozen. Here's a 26. So then what you can do is you can rebet And then we can go 10, 20, 30 for one spin only. We're already up 60. Okay. And this is a progression you have never seen before. So there's a win. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take 10, 20, 30, put it there, and 10, 20, 30, and put it on the first dozen. And we're spinning. We're going to have a $2,000 bankroll with this system. We're playing with $10 units. $5 units, you can use a $1,000 bankroll, and $500 for dollar units if you choose to play it that way. Okay, so we still got our 3. And we're spinning. We're up $120. And there's a 12, so that's going to be a break even. So all we do is just rebet and take these 3 off. Make sure our bets don't change, which they do. So I'm playing first to last. You can play it any way you want. You can leave it on the same 2 dozens. I think over the long run it really doesn't matter, but you just never know. So 10, 20, 30, and we're spinning. We're up 150. And there's a 0. Not a big issue, guys. I'll show what we do next. We go 10, 20, 30, and 10, 20, 30. You still keep your bet the same. We were up 150, remember that. Okay, we lost. So now we go down to 1 level on the street. 10, 20, 30, 18, and 5, 10, 20, 30. Okay? So now what you're doing is you're betting 1 level on the street. But we didn't even get to do that because we missed that. So now we have to double. And then we go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And we're spinning. We got to get to the 120, 150 range, somewhere right around there. Let's just say 150. Okay, there's a win. So we return and we go 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. And we're spinning. And we get a 28. So that's going to be a break even. So then we're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And 60. Okay, what do we get? We get a 14. That's a win. Okay, then we're going to rebet. Then we're going to go 10, 20, 30. And these are supposed to be 20. I apologize. Because we doubled up. We're trying to get to a 120, 150 range. Okay, there's another $60 win. So then we're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And 14. So we'll leave that one out. We're at the $120 range. We hit this, we can go back to the base. Okay, there we go. We hit it. We don't even have to complete the other step. We're in $180 profit. So let's go back to 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30. So we're now at a base $60 bet on the Barista's Brew. Here's a 32. So we've got that win. So now we're going to put our flavor shots out. There's our hazelnut, there's a vanilla, and there's a caramel. And let's spin. See if we can hit one of those shots. We didn't. Okay, not a huge issue. So then we go 10, 20, 30. And we're going to go 10, 20, 30. And we're spinning. Now we're down to 2 flavor shots because we've lost 1. Okay, there's a 12. So let's put our 2 flavor shots in. Let's go here and here. Now what happens if we win, we're going to win $10. If we hit, well, we won 40. If you hit the single street, we would win 40. If we hit the first or third 12, we would have won 10. Okay, so we're at 190. Let's just restart. That's a good enough profit. So we're going to go 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. We're leaving out the first dozen because 12 was the second to hit. There's 16, then 12. And we're playing the last to hit and the longest since it's hit. That's why we leave out the first dozen. That's the way I play it. Again, you can play it any way you want. Okay, and then we're going to go 10, 20, 30. And we're spinning. We're up 220. And there's a 3. That's excellent. Excellent. Now we're at 250. So then we'll go 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. And we're spinning. This is the Barista's Brew. It's a roulette strategy designed around control, patience, and calculated pressure. As you can see, as we're applying this pressure on this roulette system, put our flavor shots in. I love that the strategy adapts. See, right now, that's a net win of 0. But if we remove one of the flavor shots or one of the streets, that'll either become a $10 or $20 win. So let's go ahead and put our bets back out. 10, 20, 30. And we're spinning. We'll play this at $400 since we have a $2,000 bankroll. And there's a 13. That's a win. So then we rebet. And then we go 10, 20, 30. And that's our flavor shots. So really the only thing that could hurt us is a 0, double 0 or the first street. That's a break even. So then we go 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. And we are spinning. We're at 310 as you gradually keep moving up the ladder. And that's another win. So let's go 10, 20, 30. And let's spin. I had a feeling I should have put it on the 22 street, but let's see. No, I barely won. I would have won anyway. Okay, so that's a break even. So we'll go 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. And we are spinning. And we get a 19. And you can see that we're up to 370 already. Rebet. And 10. Put our flavor streets in for one spin. And I'll go through the progression with you guys. It's really super simple. There's a 6. Excellent. There's a win. And there's our $400. The Barista's Brew. Super simple. Let me go through the steps with you so you know the betting procedure. We'll just use the second and third as constants. So you have a $30 bet on the second and third. You win. You put a $10 bet, 3 $10 bets on the first dozen, on the uncovered dozen. Okay? Say you've had a loss. Say it hit 0. Now you've lost. You still keep your bet at 30, but now when you win, you go down to 2 single bets. Now what this does is now the second and third dozen becomes profitable for you. They're not in a push. So the second and third dozen, you're going to win $10, and you're just trying to get back to your session high so you can restart. If you hit the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then you're going to win more money, and it'll help you get to where you need to go a little bit quicker. Now, say you lost this, and you won this spin again at the 30. Then what you do is you just put one street out. So you reduce your streets. You go from 3 streets to 2 streets to a single street. And then if you lose all 3 of those, that's the time that you double. Okay? So say we lost that. Then we would clear this. This would go to 60. And then we win that. Then we would have 3 streets at 20. And doubling your 10. If we lost and then we won again the double street, then that would be your bet. Okay? Now you're going to win $20. And then if you lost that, this will be your next bet after the double streets, of course, because you always play the double streets. You only play the flavor shots once, and then you revert back down to your foundational bet. Okay? Then if you lose this, for some reason you lose this, say it hits 1 through 9, okay, then you're going to double your bet again. And you would go from 60 to 120. And 120, you have a $2,000 bankroll. Now, don't forget. Then you would put, then these would double from 20 to 40. And basically, the easiest way to remember it is whatever your second or 12 or third 12 bet is, if you're betting like this, whatever this is, you divide it by 3, because that's what you're going to win. Is 120 when you win that. Then you put the flavor shots. Now, If you lost, let's clear this out. If you're 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, say you lose here, okay? Say it hits 0 or hits one of these streets. You still rebet the same bet, but you reduce one of your flavor streets. So you wouldn't start off with 3 now. After your first win, you're going to start off with 2, if that makes any sense to you guys. But if you have questions, leave them in the comment below. Look forward to hearing what you think about this system, guys. This is a fun system to play. It works out really well, and I like the balance, because the balance is the key to me here. It seems really sophisticated because you're playing 2 dozens, but then you're also playing on a win. You're increasing your coverage a little bit by adding 3 more streets. It takes away your opportunity to win because it gives you the pushes on the second dozens. But when you remove the streets after losses, those pushes now become profit. So that's what I really like about this system. You guys tell me what you think. And again, this is the Barista's Brew. And you've got to remember a couple things that that you need to know. Know your recipe or your bankroll management. Before you even sit down, establish a session bankroll, something that you're okay losing. Don't use rent money. Don't use bill money of any kind, food money. Just make sure it's extra money that you have if you're going to gamble. If you don't, just practice till you get some extra money. And set up your profit goal, stop and loss. My profit goal is always 20% or $200. I like playing mostly to 200, even if I have a $2,000 bankroll. And don't get addicted to the caffeine. Avoid chasing losses, and practice the decaf. Use your free play if you have some. Enjoy the coffee, not just the jolt. Play for fun. Remember, roulette is an entertainment. No system is foolproof or guaranteed to win. The house will always have an edge. And the goal of the Barista's Brew is to add structure and strategic element to your play, not to serve as an income source. So enjoy the process, and when you hit your profit goal, cash out and treat yourself to a real cup of coffee. Again, the Barista's Brew. You guys enjoy it. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.